Hi guys, I have a lot going on right now. I have two recipes that I'm going to make, but they all equal out to one meal. I have a recipe for taco bake that I got from one of my subscribers. So I'm going to make that today. I have the oven preheating right now and I have ingredients out for that. And this is taco bake, so I'm going to make my own taco seasoning. And I'm doing that with my Dining on a Dime cookbook. And if you haven't seen Living on a Dime on YouTube, definitely check their channel out. They have a web page as well, and they've created this really great recipe book. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have all the ingredients out for everything. When I'm cooking from the pantry, from my freezer, so I had meat in the freezer. I took that out last night. I realized that I do not have lettuce to put on this. I don't have tomatoes either, but I do have a can of tomatoes, so I'm just going to pull those out and use those, and I'll show you that when I start making this meal. But there's some things that I don't have, so I'm just going to tweak it to what I do have. But I have all the spices to make the taco seasoning, except for onion powder. I don't have any of that. So I will probably be dehydrating onions soon and making my own onion powder. So I will get this ready and I'll bring you right back. Okay guys, I have all of my ingredients ready for the taco seasoning, and everything is a teaspoon. So 6 teaspoons of the chili powder. I have my bowl ready. 1, 2, I'll make a little bit of a mess. 4, 5, because that's what I do. 6. I don't think I'm going to have enough garlic powder either, but let's see. Okay, 6 tablespoons chili powder. 4.5 teaspoons. It's teaspoons, not tablespoons. So the cumin, let's see, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. I'm just gonna, there. Okay, and I am using the same teaspoon to put into these because I don't think it's a big deal to mix. Now I have 5 teaspoons of paprika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And like I said, this recipe comes from the Dining on a Dime cookbook. I have oregano. I do have my own oregano, but I'm going to use this, my own being what I had dehydrated from my garden. This oregano, I need 1/4 of a tea. I need to use up these spices, so 1/4 of a tea, that doesn't seem like too much. Garlic powder, I do not have the onion powder. Onion powder would be 3 teaspoons. I need 2.5 of the garlic. Yeah, no, I unfortunately only have 1. 1 and a little. Okay, and I'm going to wash that, and I'll end up putting my own spices in when I make them. And then cayenne pepper, 1/4. It says 1/8 to 1/4. So I'll just do the 1/4 of cayenne. Okay, and when I do get these spices, I might add a little bit more garlic to this, but for right now, this is what I'll have. You mix all the ingredients together, and you could store them just like this in a container. And then with my meal, it says 1 teaspoon of homemade taco seasoning equals 2 teaspoons of the store-bought. So with my meat, I put in, the recipe calls for cooked beef with your taco seasoning. I put my onions in there as well. So I'm going to shut the camera off. I'll be putting in 1 teaspoon. After I drain this, I'll add some water to it and then put in my 1 teaspoon. If I need to add more, I will add more. So keep watching. I'm going to give this a try. I don't know if it's going to be too spicy. That's perfect. A little spicy. Awesome. That's a super good mix. Even though I didn't have the onion or enough garlic, that's very good. Whew. I am going to add, I'm going to start off with half a cup of water because I'm not really sure how much water I'm going to need. Whenever I cook, I use Berkey water. I love my Berkey. So, you know what? I think I am going to do the whole cup. So you're supposed to follow the directions on your packet. I don't have a packet. Alright, I've drained my grease already. Added a cup of water and one teaspoon, it says, so spread that in there. Oh, bless you. We have our stray cat here. I don't know if you can see him on camera. He's a stray. He comes around and hangs out with us. Okay. I'm going to let that simmer. While that's simmering, I am going to get my crescent rolls on my platter, and I'll bring you back. I'm going to open up these crescent rolls, and they are not Pillsbury, they're just the regular store brand. I bought these a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to do something else with them. I was going to make little smokies. I never did. So, I need to use this up anyway. And if you've never used these, they're actually kind of fun when they pop right. Of course, it's not going to pop for me. There we go. Yay. And I don't know if I'm going to use them all in this. I might do something else with some of them. It calls for a non-greased pan. I did grease the pan though because I just don't like the thought of not greasing it. I'm going to slide these in the pan, touching each other. Overlap a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I think I will use all of them because the way you do these. And I'm patting it down in the pan as well, so that's another reason why I greased it. This is a really good, easy recipe. And now that I have my taco seasoning made, it'll be easier to whip it together next time. Okay. There. I want them to touch to kind of be like a pie. Oh. I might have to roll these out. New recipes are always fun because you're really not sure how they're going to come out. Like this one. I should have used a smaller pan. Oh well. Okay. Okay. All of this. And then I'm going to bake this for 10 minutes. Kind of interesting looking, isn't it? But it's going to be yummy. And the oven is preheated to 375. I turned it up from 350 because the roll directions said 375. And this is bubbling nicely. And this is a pretty frugal meal. I had everything already on hand. And so, you know, I'm not really sure how much it is all going to cost, but not very much money at all. Oh, I forgot to put this one away. So, it's coming out pretty good. I'm going to let those bake for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to be spreading the meat and the cheese on there. I have olives that I'm going to use, and I need to get out my can of tomatoes. So I'll bring you back. Okay guys, I am going to get the rolls out. Ooh, don't they look delicious? Wow. They look very yummy. Want those out. And I forgot to tell you to prick the dough so it doesn't rise up too much, because you're going to be putting your meat and cheese on there. Okay, so after the rolls are cooked, you're going to spread your cheese and your meat on the dough, and then we're going to bake it until the cheese melts. So, and I'm going to turn, I'm turning my oven down now to 350. And put my meat right on top. Whoops. And because my dough doesn't spread all the way over the pan, I'm going to try to keep it on there. Get something smaller. Let's try this to work better. And I, like I said, put a cup of water in here with my teaspoon of seasoning, and it tastes delicious. The water cooked out. I didn't cover it. I left the cover off and let the water cook out. I turned it up to a medium heat. I'm going to try a piece of this. That's really good. I think we're going to save on to the rest of the meat and eat that piece. Then now I have mild cheddar cheese. That was what I had defrosted in the refrigerator. I do have other cheeses in the freezer, but I want to use up what's in the fridge first, so I'm having mild cheddar on it. Almost kind of looks like a pizza, doesn't it? Okay. And I'm going to put olives on it now. This is going to be so good. And the only thing I'm missing, unfortunately, I do not have sour cream. That would really make this awesome. I love sour cream. Okay, I think that would be enough. And then I'm going to put this in the oven for, I think, another 10 minutes. And what I did too, like I said, I didn't have fresh tomatoes. So I opened up this fire roasted diced tomatoes. And let's get a spoon. See, they're diced tomatoes. I think that'll be really good. I'm going to put those on after I bake this for 10 minutes. Put it back in the oven. And I don't know if you've noticed my apron. Whoops. I made it myself. I actually made this myself. I like to have a towel hanging from my apron, so I made my string a little longer so I could wrap it around. And yeah, it works pretty decent. I like it. So anyway, keep watching. I'll bring you back when this is all done and we'll taste test. Okay, it cooked for about another 10 minutes, and doesn't that look delicious? It doesn't fill the pan, so it looks a little awkward, but that's what I had. I'm going to actually add to another little bit of the spice. This spice is very good. When I tasted the meat, it tasted good, but I still think it needs that little bit more of a kick. So I'm just going to spread it out here. I should have put it on the meat, I think, when it was cooking, but oh well. Spread it out, and it smells delicious. The cumin is a really good, strong spice. Okay, then I'm going to put some of my tomatoes, and they are a little liquidy. spread those out a bit. But when you don't have something, use something else. That's what my dad always taught me. Okay. And I'm going to save onto this, and we can add more to it, to our own slices. Isn't that yummy? This came out of the oven, so it's going to be hot. Let me see. I can just cut a little piece. I'll try just a little bit of it. There. Tomato on here, a little bit more tomato, okay, just a tad bit of the spice. And I might actually put this spice into a shaker bottle and leave it out with my other spices. It's that good. Ooh, it's gonna make a mess. That's very good. That is really good. The dough cooked up perfectly. It's very crunchy. It's almost like a pizza bottom. And the tomato with the spice is delicious. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and later on tonight we'll eat it. I don't know if might have something else to go with it. Corn. Put corn with a little bit of spice, make it a little Mexican meal. So, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. Definitely check out Living on a Dime on YouTube. Really great channel to watch. And Mary, thank you for the recipe. It was really good.